Somebody started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vanguard Podcast.
Do that for the second week in a row.
Tell me you don't understand what he's doing, though. He's going to leave in when I say, somebody started.
Yeah.
Or you're going to leave in, sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
Episode 66.
Wasn't 66 last week?
I don't know what you're talking about. The number clearly says 65 on the title.
Oh, all right, I'll take your word for it.
I'm Joshua Vasquez. Welcome to the show, Tommy Costa.
That's me.
All right.
That's me.
Hey, Tommy, I want to thank you for that.
For what?
Tommy's right, Joey Vasquez. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys, how's it going? We got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, I would love to know where we're at from someone.
Why don't you tell us, Josh?
I know where we're at.
Why don't you tell us?
We're inside the Audacity program.
That's
not that we use that. We don't use it. Though. Now we got the Adobe Suite.
Yeah.
That's not where we are, though, right?
Why not?
No, yeah.
We already picked a two-dimensional thing last week.
Did we?
Yeah, the clue
that's-
board.
That's 3-dimensional. What are you talking about?
It's two-dimensional.
Well, if you pretend that's a real thing, I guess. Like if you were actually in the clue board, there'd be like a library and.
Guys, we got a podcast
We're
to get to.
probably somewhere else.
We got plenty of news here today because we had not one, but two
But three.
big conferences this week. We're not going to talk about everything on one of them.
PAX.
PAX.
Conferences.
What happened at PAX? Third topic.
No,
No whispering.
no whispering. So we got a lot to cover here today. As
Let's
always,
do it.
if you like the podcast, you want to hear more of it, every week we upload these videos, including our other Pokemon podcast. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Fangeared. You're going to get some updates over on there.
I think that's a new record. Tommy yawns 2 minutes into the podcast.
So we're going to start doing a yawn counter. That's going to be Tommy's punishment for yawning, is he has to do the yawn counter.
Yeah,
There isn't
that's
really
pretty good.
one.
That's pretty good. Josh,
Yeah.
start us off. What do we got?
PlayStation meeting happened this past week.
Is that what they called it?
The PlayStation meeting. Well, because it is weird. There's a weird messaging from this because they called it the PlayStation meeting. They didn't want it to be like a conference, a big like E3 type conference.
Right. This is more like about business.
Right, because they
Yeah.
had, like, nothing to show.
They only invited some journalists to New York. They flew them out for this event. And this is where we presumably were going to get the PS4 Slim and the Neo announcement.
Got neither of those.
Possibly some other...
Nice.
that's not true.
Wait, what?
We got both.
No, neither of those things exist.
Anyway, not sure what the hell Tommy's talking about. But we
Look
got
at
both
the
of
lineup.
those.
Look at the PlayStation 4 lineup and
Announcement.
show me the Slim and Neo on that
Oh, the
lineup.
PlayStation 4 Slim was what they called the PS4 Slim.
No, it's just the PlayStation 4.
Slim.
No, it's PlayStation 4.
They said Slim.
No,
No,
there's
they
a
didn't.
Slim and a Pro.
It's a Slim and the Pro.
No, it's just the PlayStation 4.
Would you like to see the Pro?
Wait,
Yeah, I would.
Hold on, Tommy. Are you telling me that the product they're planning to release is called the PlayStation 4?
Yeah,
And that's all they're like, guys,
Yeah.
PlayStation 4.
yeah.
And they got two different models, but they're both called PlayStation
No, that's
4.
what it is now.
What is...
It's just the slimmer model now. They
No, there's
slimmed down the
also
model.
Pro.
Yeah, and then the Pro is the other one.
That's what we're talking about. Neo is something else. That's a third
No,
thing.
Neo is the Pro.
No, Neo is the Pro.
Oh, it is.
That's what they're All right, well, let's get into the
Oh,
news here.
okay, maybe I don't know then.
All right, we really need to get into it. All right, so we have the Slim, which is essentially...
It's just the PS4 now. They slimmed down the PS4.
It's the base model.
Yeah, it's what
but
the
it
Slim
is
is,
the
a
Slim.
Slim has always been for,
Yeah.
for PlayStations.
It's the base
but it's
model.
not called the Slim.
It's $299.
I've seen Slim next to it.
I have not.
It's $299,
I'm not sure where you saw
I
that.
saw a picture. There's one picture.
and it's coming out next week.
Next week?
$299.
Oh, I gotta go line up at Target.
Gotta go line up at Walmart.
Price point is still.
No, you don't.
What's the GBs on that?
I believe it's the same as the current one. It's like 400 or something.
How many teraflops?
Really, it's not.
No
Yeah, how many
teraflops.
teraflops?
0 teraflops.
Wait, it's not. Why is there?
It's like 400 or 500, something like that.
Okay, so what's besides it physically being slimmer? Is there any sort of
No.
Lower quality, really? No
It's
lower quality. So
it's
just
the cheaper. It's the new base model. They're going to be phasing out the current iteration of the PS4 in favor of this, and now we also have the PS4 Pro, and that is going to be a 1 terabyte base model hard drive at a $399 price point, which touts 4K gaming and streaming and HDR, which is like the high
high frame rate.
definition frame rate or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me
60
translate.
degrees.
So basically,
Okay.
So basically, Tommy was right.
So HDR is going to be patched into all current iterations of PS4s.
Sorry, say
That means
again?
our PS4 that we got, the launch version,
we got. Is it mine too?
that the public has,
Wait, I didn't know about this.
will be getting an HDR patch soon, I believe within the month.
Interesting.
What is the point of the PS4 Pro?
There is none. It has 4K gaming.
I mean, it's
Which-
better quality. It's for people who like are
The
trying to
Xbox
stream
One
at a higher
S,
quality.
the slimmed down version, has all these things.
Really?
Yes.
That's not even
Yeah,
Project
this is
Scorpio.
This is bold because basically what they're doing is they're taking
And
what is typically just like the model that comes out that has more like memory, basically, and they're trying to package that as like, well, one, we're trying to package it as a whole new system, basically. Or
but
that's
they're
what we
not trying to.
believed.
They're
The-
not trying to
then-
package as a new system.
Well, when it was Neo, it
This
made it
goes in
seem like
line
it
with
was.
the console iterations where it's like it's the PlayStation 4. All PS4 games will work across all these systems, whatever you have.
Right, right.
This one's just the better one.
Better.
This one's a slightly worse one, and then
Yeah.
there's the Slim, which is pretty much in line with the current iteration as well.
It's to stop people
It's
from
just the regular
from
PS4.
moving to PC before the next, before the PS5 comes out.
See, the problem though is one, it doesn't support 4K Blu-ray, which the Xbox One S does. So the Xbox One S, which is the backwards model of the Xbox One, is already better than this.
Wow.
Than their Pro model.
This is kind of crazy.
And the Scorpio came out of left field at E3 this year, and I think it knocked PlayStation on their ass. They backed him into a corner with that, and they were like, "Shit, our like next iteration is like not good."
I mean, oof, they just aimed too low. I think
Yeah,
it's not different enough, and the Xbox is going to be on.
It's hardly different at all.
Yeah. I mean, oof.
Yeah, no PlayStation fans are gonna pay $400 for slightly better graphics.
No, it's
Yeah.
true, or else they'd be on PC.
Damn. This is
A
kind
damn.
of it's kind of interesting because that means that people who are on the fence about, you know what, I might switch to PC. The technology's better, prices are okay, but maybe PS4 Neo's coming out. Maybe I'll wait, see what that is. Boom. Now they're buying a PC for sure. Because now they know PlayStation's not going to come out with anything for the next 2 years. There's not going to be any higher quality. PC is going to keep getting better. I don't know, man.
Sure.
Or maybe
I
just
don't
wait
think
for
this is a move.
Project Scorpio to come out.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah. So this is
Wait, I forgot to ask. How many teraflops are in that PS4 Pro?
We haven't had any mention of a teraflop, even one teraflop.
Oh, see,
So-
Scorpio's got 2.
Scorpio's
Yeah.
got 2 teraflops. This
Yeah.
one doesn't even have any
Two
teraflops.
teraflops to speak of, not one teraflop drop at the PlayStation meeting. I mean, this can only spell disaster for Sony.
It can only
What?
they're gonna flop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you don't have teraflops, then you're gonna
flop.
financially
You're
flop.
gonna...
So very interesting that they would fly people out for this.
Flop.
I mean, Tommy, stop. Please.
You know what? Let's keep it going.
No, I don't want to. Look, okay. This is news, technically, so I guess...
They flew people out to New York for this.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta get the word out.
And
There was
this meeting was a flop.
Oh yeah, it was awkward too. It was like every once in a while there'd be like, I think they want us to clap here, and like for like a minute, and then like half the crowd.
Because they're journalists. They're not
Yeah,
fans, like, going crazy for it. That's just why...
yeah, but they played this up as like it's an event a little bit. They kind of like tried to manage expectations for a little bit.
Expectations.
But if you're flying people out to New York for this event, something like this, and the CEO of like Interactive Development is there, like telling you about all this stuff. Like, expected to be pretty big. There were no new games announced. No games. It was purely about the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Slim. And the only thing we got that was like kind of an exclusive thing was we got our first Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay in 4K, which we couldn't see at home because we weren't watching in 4K.
30 minutes of this meeting, 30 out of the 40 minutes,
Yeah.
was them just like demonstrating how much better 4K graphics look.
Which no one can see on their
But
computers.
that's
They
like,
have to tell us how it looks.
Yeah.
Imagine
But it's
it
like-
was
Well, they kept
No.
saying the whole
clear.
time. Yeah.
they were like, okay, they were doing like side by side, or not even side by side, just
No, they were
to
just
show
showing it, and then at the
It's-
bottom it would say like this is running on the PS4 Pro. Visuals depend on what system or what TV or monitor you're hooked up to.
Right.
And then they even were saying throughout, they're like, we're gonna have all these videos up in 4K quality if you want to view them later on your TV,
Yeah.
knowing that no one can see the difference.
No.
Like,
Yeah. And so now you have to have a 4K TV for
Yeah.
this to be something
Yeah.
that's even worth it.
a Sony 4K TV.
Ooh, oh, I see what's going
Yep.
on.
they did talk about a Sony 4K TV for a little bit.
Is this
for a
all
minute.
about selling 4K TVs? Is that what this is? Is this a marketing
Apparently,
tool?
4K TVs are selling very well right
Well, yeah.
now. There's something like 5 something million that have already sold like in a short amount of time. So this is a little bit. You can say that they're going the future proofing route. In that, if someone has a 4K TV in the future, it sounds like it's not something that seems like, oh, I'm going to buy this at launch. It seems like something that people are going to buy down the road. Maybe they need a new PS4 for whatever reason, and then you go for the Pro model because you have a 4K TV now because
Right.
everyone has a 4K TV, and that's the standard. But it just seems like a weird time, and why not like put this into the PlayStation 5 or the 4.5 that's going to actually compete with the Scorpio whenever that is, and probably only a few years.
This
So-
is the 4.5.
Yeah. No,
right,
see,
that's
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 what
the
I'm
thing
saying.
though. Is like they need. This is not.
It's not
This
good
is
enough.
not the competitor for Scorpio.
No.
This is the competitor for the Xbox One S, and it still doesn't match up.
Well, but they the guy did kind of reference that. He said he was very clear that we're not trying to blur the lines between console generations. Like
Right,
this
that
is
was
the same
the-
generation,
Yeah,
which is basically saying we're not trying to compete with Scorpio.
but that's all conjecture. Really, it's kind of like they know they lost.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, they
So
lost the race
sales.
to announcing whatever the next console iteration is, but this is what they're saying is this is not it. We'll have something in the future.
So that okay. All right.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
like it. And just to slim down your PlayStation 4 and just call it PlayStation 4, that's ballsy.
Sure.
The new. Honestly, I feel like they just should have come out with the Slim. Waited for any sort of
Oh
upgrade.
yeah, yeah.
Like, is it completely necessary right now to even
These are not going to sell well this year. Comes out this year.
this year?
Yeah,
November 10.
November 10th.
Maybe they're thinking that there's a market of people who are like, who are waiting for whatever is announced, and maybe they're really just gonna try to push that Slim, and the higher price point is sort of to just be like, oh well, I don't want to spend that much, I might as well get the Slim, and that's what they're trying to make money off of.
I mean, they are releasing it in November. There's still going to be people getting PS4s for Christmas.
Oh, people are gonna
And
buy
now
the
they-
PS4, the Slim, like crazy. I think
Yeah.
that one.
Oh
will
yeah,
sell
that's going
very
to sell
well.
very well.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
but I mean, it's
So there's
it's
going to be
just
people in the
cheaper.
store asking, the Target employees, or Best Buy even, what's the
Possible.
what's the difference between these two? Why is it a
What do you-
Pro?
What do you guys think they're gonna say?
And you say, oh, it's just better graphics.
This one's bigger. If you look at it,
It takes
You
up
look
more
at it from the
physical
side.
space and it has better graphics.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that's a selling point.
They're
to,
also-
parents
they're also-
buying for their kids.
They're also going to say this PS4 Slim has a pack-in bundle with one of the best games on the system, Uncharted 4, for the same price. You're essentially getting a free game.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh shit!
I'm buying one. I need to play that game.
All right, you convinced me.
Yeah. See, and I mean, I've gotten this question before. Someone was messaging me. It was a dad on the Fangeared Twitter asking me like,
Is he a grad dad?
we don't know if we should get our son the Xbox One Elite
Mm.
or the Xbox One.
Right.
And I think eventually parents, they're always going to default to the regular, cheaper model because they don't get like what
Yeah.
the higher end one is. And the people who are like of age to like want a pro model probably already has the regular PlayStation 4
Yeah.
and
They're diehards.
knows that there's no need to upgrade at this
Yeah.
point.
Or they're just like, they have disposable income and are just like, whatever, I'll have the latest
Yeah.
model. But
Yeah, they're like
that's a
PlayStation
small-
collectors. They have every model. Yeah.
small audience. So.
It's lose-lose. What is Sony going for here? What are they doing?
I think that they had this thing. They know they were beaten to the punch on the next console iteration, and they're getting this out now so that they can start working on the next one.
It's interesting.
They could just not. They could just start working on the next one.
And honestly, to manufacture this thing could cost them money.
I honestly think there's going to be a lot less of the pros than the slims. I don't think they're going to
Oh,
make that
for
many.
sure.
I
Yeah.
don't think they are expecting even.
Yeah,
we'll
this
see.
it's a very specific target audience, and I think most of that target audience is going to jump on not right away. They're going to probably down the line when they have that 4K TV, then they can actually utilize the 4K graphics.
Yeah. Josh, talk to me about another convention, will ya?
Well,
Conference.
I'm not going to talk to you about another conference. I'm going to talk to you about a little plumber boy named Mario.
Oh.
Oh, the little plumber boy. I love that Christmas song.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Wait, is that a real thing?
The little drummer boy?
Little plumber boy.
No, I just said that.
Plumber boy.
That's a Mario Christmas parody.
That's a solid
right there.
parody
Let's,
hit.
let's come up with
Let's
it. Let's
do
trademark it.
Stop stealing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Mario Run is coming to an iPhone in your pocket.
There you
I was going to say near you, but it's very close.
Yeah.
There
Unless
are
you're someone.
there are iPhones near me. I'm sorry.
Tell me, hold yours up. I see it in your hand right
I
there.
have a S7 Edge.
Jay, how come yours is so small?
Shut up.
Super Mario Run is coming to iPhones, and it is
a game.
tap to jump runner, as we've seen many times on the iPhone.
Is it more in the style of Mario or like a what's that running one?
Like an endless
Temple
runner.
Run.
Temple Run. Is it
Well,
more
no, it's not like Temple Run. It's a
2D,
side
right?
scroller.
Yeah.
And this is actually not an endless runner. It's just an auto runner.
Yeah.
So it runs on its own, and you tap to jump. You hold longer to jump higher, and you can like wall jump and stuff like that. It's just an automatic runner, more like I don't know if you guys have played the Rayman Fiesta
Yeah.
runs.
Like Temple Run.
No.
Yeah,
No,
but that
that's
one's
not what
side-scroller.
Temple Run is.
It is. It runs. You can go faster and slower, but it's always moving, right?
It's always
It's
moving.
an,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
an endless
it's
run.
and it's not a side
But
scroller and
that's
it's an endless. Yeah.
But it's. I
So
understand.
this one is you have to just get through the course, and you have to
Nothing like
imagine
Temple
that
Run.
Nintendo's
It's like
going to
Temple
work their magic on this genre and make
What?
it better than it's ever been.
think.
Well, yeah, they did it before
Yeah.
with
Will they do it?
Just start a sentence while I to finish it.
He's asking you with what?
I'm asking you.
You just said yeah, but they did it before with
Wait, what do they do it?
Tommy.
Are you guys talking about Pokemon Go that was not done by Nintendo?
Mitomo.
Right,
Oh.
Miitomo.
Right.
Everyone loved Miitomo for
like a week.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I did.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
I don't know. Maybe it'll connect back. I feel like that's something that will pick up.
But this is an actual
people will
game.
go back to that. Yeah, but I'm sure it'll have some connection.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is a game. Like people are going to be pretty excited for this. So this is
Yeah.
it's going to be free to start, and then a one-time payment to play the entire game.
Okay,
So
you
it's
get
not
a-
microtransaction.
No micro. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to have microtransactions.
Yeah, so no microtransactions. You're going to get like a few levels or probably the first world of this game, and then you have to pay like I would say no more than $4.99.
That's what I would
$10
say. I would
bucks.
say if it's more than $4.99, I'd say your sales are going to go down
pushing
from
it.
there.
Yeah,
$4.99. I would say it's pretty good,
$4.99 probably, and then you're going to get the whole game. No microtransactions. So
though. Did they say no microtransactions or no transactions to start?
no microtransactions.
Yeah.
It's the one-time payment.
Because I feel like they're going to come out with new level packages and stuff
I mean,
like that down the
I think
road.
that's different that's not really microtransactions. Microtransactions are like
It's DLC.
Like
you
power ups and stuff.
are like you need 10 coins to play a level and you have 9. Pay $5 for 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a microtransaction.
That's a deal.
A level pack is DLC.
Deal. Okay. Yeah. that
Yeah,
makes
it's DLC. Downloadable content. Why wouldn't it
Took you
just
a
be
while.
DC?
Yeah, that's already a trademarked comic book company.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What a shame.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this. So for some reason, this didn't happen to Tommy, but we were watching. When we first heard about this, as
Where's
soon
this
as
going?
as soon as I opened the App Store after the conference, the first thing that came up was, "Do you want to be notified when the Mario game's available?" I didn't click on anything or anything. It was just up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Makes
this is
Did that happen to you?
I don't think I've been on since. Should
Let's
we try
check
it
it
right
right
now?
now.
Live? Let's do it live.
It didn't happen to Tommy.
So,
But it is like
Maybe-
all
are you
over the front
updated?
page.
Yeah, there's like 3 different
App Store.
well, you have Mitamo, right?
Mitamo.
I wonder if it was a like
Could be connected,
push
yeah.
do that. Super Mario Run only on.
No, that's
It's
not
just
it.
at the
But
top.
it's a click
Yeah,
through.
his looked like
It literally
Like
was
that.
that page.
Oh, wow.
Right when I opened the
That's
the
crazy.
app.
I'm pretty sure he just accidentally clicked on something.
I don't think so.
I don't know,
Um,
man. It could.
Anyway, yeah, Apple's this is like their this is half of their conference.
It was a big part of it, at least in like the video game vacuum that we exist in. Like, I mean, other people are talking about other things about it too.
Yeah, but I mean, that's an even better point. Think about it. Apple is a conference. People aren't going there to see what
Yeah.
game they're putting on the App Store. So the fact that they put that much.
It's true. They also announced, and we can talk about this for a little bit, but Pokemon Go for Apple Watch.
I did see that, which I thought is a really good idea.
Well, yeah, it makes a lot
Yeah,
of sense.
nah, no one's gonna buy an Apple Watch.
Well, for the people who have Apple Watch,
yeah, I think it's more for
pretty
if you have
convenient.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's convenient, sure.
Yeah, I mean-
but everything's more convenient on an Apple Watch.
What are you still trying to sell an Apple Watch? By the way, I have an Apple Watch I'm trying to get rid
I'm
of.
trying to get rid of that. One.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I mean,
uh,
that can be convenient for people who have Apple Watches and like Pokemon Go. I mean, to just be able to, my egg's hatching.
Yeah, yeah.
What time is it? Oh no, just my egg.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, my alarm's going off? Nope, just a Poliwag.
Wow.
Oh, it's what's the weather? Nope, just Pikachu.
My
what's-
wife's in labor? No, just a Squirtle.
No, what's the
Very
weather?
good.
Just torrential downpour.
Ooh. Torrent.
It's a Pokemon.
Torrential downpour is a Pokemon?
No, it's not a Pokemon, but
They're
it's
really
a weather
getting creative
condition.
with their
No,
names.
it's not.
Isn't it torrential downpour?
No.
Isn't that what they say?
Torrential downpour is a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm just remembering.
Pretty close.
Wow, gosh.
Oh, do you want to watch some Digimon later?
Oh, you know we're gonna watch Digimon later.
We've been watching the original Digimon
Really, the
series on
series?
Netflix.
I think it's
good.
too old. I can't watch. It moves
It's
so
good.
slow in the
Right, but
beginning.
once you get past those first 10 episodes,
It's good, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's way better than Pokemon.
Guys, I'll tell you something.
I'll say it.
you're watching
I
it too.
stopped playing Digimon.
You stopped?
Yeah. I stopped maybe 5 days ago.
Wow.
I know.
How do you feel?
I feel like I'm missing
Free?
out. I feel like every day I look at it, I'm like, nah, I just don't want to.
Well, I mean, if you stop for a day, you're out. There's no going back.
Not necessarily.
For those games?
Well, see, what happened was I played the game,
That was the neon.
I
held it.
figured out how to play it so well that it was basically just like, okay, I have these tasks that I need to do every day, and I know I'm doing the most that I possibly can, right at this point. So it's just like checking off lists. It's not like figuring things out anymore.
Yeah.
So it's not fun anymore.
Guys,
What?
we had a movie to watch this past week.
You better believe.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. And we did announce on the first week of this whole thing that we would all have to watch the movies, and we would bring it in the next week to discuss. And Joe, you got your notes? I assume that's what you were taking out.
Yeah, I got my notes.
Yeah.
We also said during that time that if we didn't watch it, there would be a punishment.
Good thing we all watched it.
Hold on, who didn't watch it?
I watched it.
I
So
watched
did I.
it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
When?
today
When?
on my way to work and back.
Are you serious?
Oh wow, you got it in just under the wire.
I can't watch it like that.
Yeah, that
This
was
movie
probably
is not one to
difficult.
watch like that.
Yeah.
So my pick last week was Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork
Kubrick.
Orange.
A Clockwork Orange.
A film written and directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick.
Based on the novel by the same name.
Yes.
But by Stanley Kubrick?
No, Anthony
Jeselnik.
That's it.
Birbiglia.
Anthony Jeselnik, the comedian, the raunchy comedian.
Something.
All right, what do we all think? Pretty good, huh?
Tommy, you can't even speak to this movie with the way that you watched it. One,
Sorry.
The jury's still out on
Josh,
whether or
did
not
you-
you did watch
tell me,
it.
tell me this:
did.
did you watch it with subtitles?
I did not watch it with
should
subtitles,
have.
but I should have. Yeah.
I started watching it and I was
The
immediately like,
language in this movie is insane.
it's basically Shakespearean.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be futuristic.
Yeah,
And the
but
speech
it has a
pattern,
very-
too. The speech pattern and the accents and everything is just so, like, big and, like, over the top.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
purposefully so, and
Purposefully,
pretty beautifully, because, like...
Oh, if you watch it with subtitles, the language is amazing.
It's bonkers, yeah.
Yeah, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like it fits very well. I might even say rewatch it.
Oh, I plan on rewatching it because the entire story of this movie is completely background.
Yeah.
The story of this movie is the political
Right, yeah.
election that's going on.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And it's like never talked about except for a little bit at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you get into you can catch on the politics of it, even just with the experiment that they're doing on him.
Yeah.
Like, that is a political idea. It's very Cold War, like communist versus...
Yeah, well, basically, the society that they live in at the beginning of the movie is one that is very loose on crime. It's a kind of a dystopian type of place where it would seem even the elections are always rigged, and it's always this side that comes out on top who is of the kind of purge-esque kind of philosophy.
Yeah. It's... Oh my god. Okay, the first half before... Tommy, I'm sorry, you're going to get the movie spoiled for you.
What?
Sort of, I guess. It's not really... There's not really much to spoil.
I watched
guess.
it. I watched it. He commits suicide at the end, but doesn't, and he wakes up in the hospital with all his bones broken.
That's like...
And then he hears Beethoven's music.
And he's happy again.
And he's no, he said something.
He's
He
happy
said,
about
"I'm
it.
cured
He's
already."
cured.
Yeah,
in
he's
that,
cured, yeah, he's
in
cured.
that he's
back to his
back
normal
to normal,
self.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I watched it.
Did you watch the beginning of it?
Yeah.
What happened in the beginning?
He rapes his wife.
His own
That was
wife.
not his wife.
Damn it.
Okay, so...
All right, we're gonna come up
Look.
with the punishment for you next week,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Okay, so...
I
my
tried.
God,
the link you sent me didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work for me either. I had to find a new one.
What?
Amazon HD was like $3.99.
Wait, and then you didn't give me the new link?
Prime was free.
Prime was free. Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have Amazon Prime.
You
I know,
can't.
but
but I could have borrowed those.
free trial, use a different... I guess you need a credit card for that.
You can't pick a
Mom
movie
has it.
that we can't watch and give me a link that doesn't work.
What do you mean you can't watch?
I
There was
found
plenty
it.
of ways to watch this movie.
Besides the
Not where I
point,
was
Tommy.
sitting.
We're talking about the movie right now.
Look.
I agree. Stanley Kubrick is a good writer.
Kubrick. I would say better filmmaker, but good writer.
Yeah, he's a decent writer.
Like the... oh my
He
God, like
he
the-
is
the
really
color
good at
schemes?
improving upon the source material that he
Yeah,
creates.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. His use of colors in that first half
Yeah, when it's like all
is,
orange at the beginning.
like so jarring and like almost scary.
It is. It's like creepy.
it is extremely unsettling.
Well, it's supposed to be. It's
Yeah, because that's like that's the dystopian. That's like you're seeing it from the world from his perspective too, which is like
yeah,
evil basically.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's a sociopath,
yeah.
and you even when he's cured, he still has the urges. He
was just happy that he wasn't sick while having those urges.
Yeah. He was just. They had conditioned him to when he sees violence or is thinking about committing violence, he gets physically ill,
Right.
and so he nothing changed in him. They touted it as a cure, but really it's just it's a Band-Aid.
Well,
And it's
not even that. I think the sort of philosophy behind what they're doing is, and like when he's doing the presentation of him in front of the people, I don't know I don't remember who they were, if they were doctors or researchers or what.
Yeah.
And one of them is like, you've just taken away. That's two. You've just taken away his free will, basically.
Yeah, and
Like-
then his pastor from the church says that too.
Yeah.
He says like, he's like, you've just robbed him of what it is like to be a man, like,
Right,
or
exactly.
to make a moral choice. You've robbed him of moral choice, basically.
Yeah. So it's basically like you take the the evilest person you could find, and basically what they're saying is, yeah, like obviously it's terrible to have people in our society that are like this, but it's better that we're free.
Yeah,
It's better that we have free will instead of just taking that away immediately,
Right.
So that you won't do bad.
yeah. So that's it's like a not nail you over the head with the dystopian nature of the society, dystopian futuristic sci-fi movie, essentially.
Wow.
If that made any sense. Like a lot of these like dystopian future like novels and stuff, they like really ram you over the head with,
yeah.
look at how like corrupt this is, and like, but it's not that. It's like, it's very subtle,
It's very
everything
subtle,
about
yeah.
it.
And I think that's why
And the fact that all of this is like government stuff is never even mentioned.
No. You can kind of pick up on it, but yeah, no, not explicitly. It's funny because on Amazon, throughout the whole movie, they have this thing called, it's sort of like a closer look thing, where basically it'll have like trivia, and it'll have all the actors who are in that scene,
Oh,
and
really?
it follows along with the movie. So if you like move it at all, you move your cursor, all this stuff will come up, and the what's his name, McDonald,
The lead
guy,
yeah.
who is like, I can't believe it's him, just from seeing him when he's older.
Yeah.
Like you can see it in there.
Yeah, a
in his
little
face.
bit.
But,
I even thought I was like, is that guy? And I looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he asked Stanley Kubrick, like, do you want me to be playing like this character so big and like,
Yeah.
and he's like, yes, like I do want you to be doing that way. And he thought, like the actor thought, like, oh no, I'm like, why?
It seems
is this
like
too big.
acty schmackty,
But
as
see-
my old acting teacher used to call it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
theater acting.
Yeah.
Like playing to the person. in
Yeah.
the
Well,
back
theater
of the-
acting is not supposed to be that.
Well, if you're playing I don't want to get into it.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah.
you're supposed to be playing to the person in the back of the room,
Yeah.
so that they can see your subtle movements.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this movie work so well. The like details of the movie and the plot are what's subtle, and the acting is what's
Is
big.
big. And
So
yeah, and I think that's a play on it's like this futuristic society, and it's in their speech, and everything in this place is big, like, and all like the violence and everything.
yeah.
It's all supposed to be big. That's how the society is. So that plays very well. It's very hard to follow what they're saying when you're not watching it with subtitles.
Yeah,
And
no,
some
it
like
is.
words I don't think are words, and like
But it also just has a lot of slang that
Yeah.
definitely isn't American and definitely isn't modern.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
It probably was more modern in the 70s,
Yeah.
but
In fact, nothing in this movie is modern, which brings me to the kind of the directorial style of Stanley Kubrick and kind of the storytelling, where the movie and the the storytelling of it is very good, to where, and I mean, you have to suspend some disbelief in every movie, and that how good the movie is depends on it is what that is dependent on if you can let some things slide. And
Right.
there are definitely some things you have to let slide in this movie. A lot of things that are pretty glossed over, I think. A lot of things are just said and done, such as like when they're deciding who they're going to use for the test, and he just talks out of turn one time, and the guy comes back and he's like, he's perfect.
well, he says something. He
He agrees with it.
he responds back
Yeah.
to
Yeah. And he just says, that's the one. There are a lot of things like that where it's
Oh,
like,
and you think that's suspension of disbelief? You think like
that's
oh,
where you have to like, yeah, okay, like that
don't
doesn't
know.
prove anything.
Well,
Like,
no, but
that's
I mean,
that's what they're basing their study off of. They haven't even checked
No,
three
no.
other cell blocks.
well, okay. First of all, they've gathered these specific people because of their criminal record.
they got to the
that's
whole cell
step
block.
one.
Cell block.
Cell block.
They said we have 3 more cell blocks to look at, and he says,
Oh,
"No,
that's right.
Nope, this is the one."
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
That's a good impersonation. Spot on.
Thanks.
I mean, honestly, not too far. I'd say it's
Yeah.
like how everybody talked, basically.
Yeah, so there were a lot of things like that, where it's kind of like It's quick. We need to get to the point of this. This is already a 2.5-hour movie.
It was
Maybe
2.5
not.
hours.
It's 2 hours 16 minutes.
How long?
2:16.
Mine wasn't that long.
You may have watched the wrong one.
I may have watched the wrong.
You may have watched the wrong one.
You watched the 2016 remake.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so just things like that. But I mean, I was willing to let them slide because they were getting into, and I did feel like it took a little long to get into.
I will.
Kubrick appreciates that you were willing to let him get away with that.
Thanks.
He's dead.
Kubrick?
Yeah, Kubrick.
All right.
Anyway. Yeah, I guess now, like, critiquing it's just so stylized.
Yeah.
And there's so much going on in the...
Like, that's the movie.
Yeah. I think that's the appeal. It's not like, the story's good, and it's interesting when you delve deep into it, but you're right, there is a lot of suspension of disbelief that you have to adhere to in order for it to flow, I guess.
Yeah. We just have to say, like, okay, let's assume he's the best person for this test.
Yeah.
Probably
Without
is.
them really
We've seen
knowing.
him do some messed up stuff,
Yeah.
so probably...
But
He's obviously a
colorful.
sociopath. Yeah.
He's interesting. We know he's interesting. They didn't know he was that
Right,
interesting.
exactly.
But just some interesting things. I mean, it's easy to look at this movie, I think, and assume, like, oh, a genius like Kubrick, and, like, everything went, how did he know? Like, oh, this is so great. But when you look into how this was made, a lot of it is improvised.
Yeah.
A lot of scenes where Kubrick felt like, it just seems kind of flat. I wish I looked up the lead actor's name. It's something McDowell or McDonald.
Right.
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDowell.
That was it.
Ronald McDowell.
Yeah.
I'll look it up, guys. I can be useful.
The Sing in the Rain
Yeah.
that he sings
Great movie.
In the beginning.
in the beginning, completely improvised. It was the only song that he knew the lyrics to. Kubrick told him to sing something, and that's what he sang. Just other things in other scenes at the very end when the dude is feeding him the food, and, like, he does weird things with his mouth, like stuff like that to keep the scene going, keep it interesting. Like, he came up with.
He's just a very animated character,
right?
Yeah,
right.
and
or
it
he
plays
knows
into
how to
it.
play the.
It plays into that really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
McDowell.
It was McDowell. Malcolm McDowell.
Another thing I wanted to say. Obviously, this is a very kind of, like, there's a lot of violence, a lot of nudity, a lot of things like that.
Rape
is, like, pretty prominent in this movie.
Yeah.
You have to think, like, in the filming of that, like, it's kind of hard for me to separate, like, that's, like, actually happening. Like,
Well,
there's, like, women that are being, like, fondled up by groups of men at a time. And, like,
well, it's not happening in the same context,
right? Yeah, I know. Like, it's a professional,
They're
like, film
consenting
set and everything, but it's still, like, you can see, like, they're all like, yeah.
Oh no, yeah. It's brutal, and I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a play on that. It's supposed to be
Well,
like,
not even just a play. The author of the book, he got the idea, or it sort of all started to come out from his actual wife being raped by 4.
well, that's who
Yes.
that's the kind of the centerpiece of the whole
Yeah.
thing, is that when it comes around full circle, it is the man who
I think it's
ended up getting screwed in the end, but tried to screw him over at the end.
yeah.
Is what a crazy moment too. Like, when he hears them singing, like, you would think, you know, that you're in that place. Why would you be singing the same song again?
Yeah, yeah.
That's another thing too.
But that's interesting what they do with, like, triggers, which is,
Yeah.
like, obviously something that is talked about a lot today.
Yeah.
But misunderstood.
Yeah.
But, like, the way that they have it, they have their triggers is very interesting.
Yeah.
One is very pleasing to him, and it's, like, the complete opposite to the guy, obviously.
Right. Different songs.
Yeah, and then just the use of the music too. Oh, we haven't even talked about the music.
Yeah.
It's like
So musical.
it's like it's a perfect combination of, like, original score music and like existing songs.
Beethoven's Ninth.
A lot of Beethoven, just the way they use Singing in the Rain, like it works so well.
Yeah, and, like, such a weird, like, contrast hearing the original score to what's actually happening, where it's, like, all fun and upbeat and major key during this, like, brutal, like, assault of a homeless man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the music I think is done very well. Another thing, when he's in the record store where he picks up the two women, there's a 2001: A Space Odyssey score vinyl in there.
Yeah, I did
notice that
that.
Easter egg.
Just advertising his own movie.
You gotta.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Nah.
How you gonna make money, man?
I think he's made a decent amount.
I think he did
He's
all
dead,
right.
It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. The estate.
The estate.
Kubrick
still
estate.
trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
How long do you think till there's a remake of this movie?
Actually, that's something I wanted to bring up.
Oh,
Never.
Because I think there's an interesting way to do that.
Ooh.
But it's a completely different premise.
Nope.
The focus is different.
Yes.
Or
So this was my thought. I had it while I was watching it, so this may not play when I say it out loud. So the part of this theme is that, you know, a person's value in society or his rehabilitation is not that he doesn't want to like be evil. He just doesn't do it. You can have the thoughts, right?
right.
But like it's a play on like they're trying to uncongest the prison system. That's what
Right.
they're saying.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Right.
But it's working in a weird way. I'm like trying to. I have only thought about it.
I mean, I could help you if you give me a little more.
I'm trying. So it's
It's how you like. Are you talking about the problem of people in prison, or what's the overall problem you're trying to get to?
like over imprisonment.
Okay, and this is
And-
how they deal with it by. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck, I had it so much better while I was watching it.
Should have wrote it down. Did you in your notes?
Yeah, I did.
Look, let me tell you why I think this movie will not ever work in a remake.
Okay.
Because at least in the era we are in now, people want the details. They want the science.
Yeah.
And this movie is not about.
This is literally there's no details.
It's
in
not
this
about.
movie.
It's not about the details. It's just
Yeah.
about.
And that's one of my complaints about it. I said that earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you want the detail.
Well, not necessarily that I want them, but it's just that you couldn't get away with. That's the guy.
No, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
now. Right. Exactly. And that's honestly why I think it wouldn't work, and because of that, it would be totally the focus would be placed on the experiments and what's happening to him, and really that's 10 minutes of the whole movie or
Right.
less is the experiments.
Oh, and what a cool thing where he says it's not fair when when
When
they're
they
using
put
the
on
song.
the song, yeah, they're
Yeah,
reading
like
a
they
good
didn't
thing.
even try it, but
I think, and that's sort of I think a metaphor for like in this like taking away of free will, you can't only get rid of the bad.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you're gonna damage good
Yeah.
in some way too. And I wanted to ask you personally, how did you feel when they were putting the things on his eyes?
oh god, I couldn't even watch it.
Couldn't?
I had to close my eyes
Ooh,
because
man.
that just weirds me out. I hate when people put eye drops in.
It,
like
made,
I
it,
can't even.
it actually made me want to put in eye drops just because it was so like
Ugh.
not closing your eyes for so long.
Oh, it's awful. I
Oh,
hate
that brings me to another point. McDowell probably. I mean, I feel like he had to do things that were very unpleasant.
Yeah,
I mean, not only just
yeah.
putting those things in his eyes, but also
they were
just,
straight
like,
up underneath his eyelids.
Yeah,
yeah,
They hold your eyes open.
yeah.
So like he's doing that, and there was something else. The very beginning scene when he's that shot of when he's just sitting down, staring right at the camera, not blinking,
For
and
the whole
Atlanta's
time.
like pulls out the whole time.
Yeah, and that's a very iconic
Amazing.
scene. That
Oh, yeah, that shot's
whole
amazing.
like zoom shot is very iconic.
In the milk room,
yeah,
they
milk
all
room.
drink milk,
Well, it's like boozy milk.
boozy milk.
Well, they don't say that, but
Sounds
it's
like something he would say.
they say something. It's not a word, but there's like 3 different types of it,
Yeah, he makes up.
and it gets you ready for a night of ultraviolence.
Oh, really? Is that what?
Yeah,
I think I missed out. I didn't pick up on that, but that
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah,
But yeah, just stuff like that. I mean, just well made.
yeah.
Obviously, I
It's
mean,
really good job all around.
It's
Good
very well
job.
made.
I'd like to shake his hand for this one.
I don't. You should.
You should get
I don't think it's my favorite Kubrick flick.
Kubrick.
It makes me want to watch more.
We should watch 2001: A Space Odyssey.
That would be.
I've seen it already, so it's not eligible for this podcast, but it is very good.
Yeah, I am a big fan of The Shining.
That's a good one. I think that might.
The
Ugh.
Shining is I like it. It ends terribly, It's like a straight up bad ending.
No.
I think.
You know,
And
when he's frozen in the...
like literally, it's just a shot of him frozen.
You don't like that? It's
It
hilarious.
just cuts to that, and that's it.
It's a hilarious ending.
So funny.
So
What
funny.
a great comedy romp. What a hoot and a holler. A goof and a gaff.
A goof and a gaffer. Okay.
So
Is it
next
time?
week,
It's time for Joey's pick.
Uh-oh.
Joey's first ever pick for the new and improved.
Now, guys,
What
I
you doing?
didn't ask you if you've seen this movie.
No, you
I
haven't.
couldn't have.
Sure. Because I
I'm
would have been the
gonna
surprise.
guess, but it's okay. We have sort of other options, but
here we go. Here it
I may have
comes.
to look it up. Do you
All
think
right,
you know?
lay it
Say
on
it.
me.
Do you think you know?
No, just say it.
It's another older one. Hope that's okay.
Tommy doesn't like those ones.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. That's playing at the Draft House this weekend.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's Gene Wilder who just passed away, so that's why people are talking about it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. It's a classic. I think that's our next movie.
I think it's playing at the Draft House this weekend.
Probably too expensive. I'll probably just rush and stream it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Wow, what a slap in the face, too.
Yeah.
The man
Wow.
who just died.
Ooh, you know, maybe if
what's
it was
that
a
gonna
different
what's that gonna
actor.
cost? Like $5, $6? Oh, no.
Yeah, they have expensive tickets there. Anyway, all right, so we'll be watching
13.
Blazing Saddles. Is that on Netflix? Can we flix it?
I sure
I
hope
mean,
so.
We can figure this
sometimes,
out
yeah,
later.
we'll figure it out. We don't need to.
All right, so
hash
we
it
do
out on
have
the cast.
we have one more segment.
No, we don't. And that's the end of the show.
Tommy, you don't have anything for
No.
me?
I got something for you.
All right, Joey
Should
wants
I
to
do a
do
10
it.
second?
All right, Tommy, you're gonna have to record it or time it.
How? I don't have my phone on.
Use
me.
your fingers,
Yeah, you
man.
do.
No, I don't, dude.
He dropped it, I think.
You have your phone.
He dropped it. It's on his foot.
All right, Joey, what will you be reviewing today?
I will be reviewing the movie that's in theaters right now called War Dogs. War Dogs? Dogs? War?
You saw
War
War
Dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah.
You mean
Jonah
with
Hill.
Jonah Hill and
Miles
Teller.
Yes.
And
Stellar
Bradley Cooper.
cast.
And Bradley Cooper, yeah.
All right, 10 seconds on the clock. Joey, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Ready, set, go.
Look, the movie sucked, I'll just be honest with you. It wasn't good. It honestly, I think the dude... I want to see who wrote it because I'm betting they're a huge douchebag in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
yeah,
like
time's
it.
up. Josh, you can't interrupt
Okay,
during his 10
one,
seconds.
my time was not up. You slowed down.
All right, you heard it here first. Watch
Don't
Dogs.
see that movie.
Not a good movie.
Don't see it.
Watch
I'll see
Dogs.
it.
That's what it's called, right? Dog.
Warhogs.
War Dogs. War
Wild
Dogs.
Hogs.
Wild Hogs. Is that it?
Wild
War
Dogs is that
Dogs.
old guy movie with Tim Allen and
Is it?
Yeah.
John
Oh,
Travolta. It's really funny.
Another classic.
Okay, so don't see that movie.
Or do.
Or you can go
you
see
can
it.
do if you want,
Do what
yes.
you want.
Do
You know,
whatever
live your
you want.
life.
Yeah,
Support your
Guys,
local
we're going to
movie
see you
theater.
next week. Again, if you liked what you saw here, please leave us a like. Subscribe for more. We do a podcast every Friday and Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be our Pokemon podcast. We're talking all things Pokemon. And you can follow us on Twitter at Fangeared for all kinds of updates. And that's where you can let us know what you thought of the movies of the week and the new and improved What You Doing. I'm Josh. That's Tommy. That's Joey. We'll see you next week.